first go over to Ma'am Purnima and ask, why do you suspect that Suchir's death is not a suicide?
We have facts. We need a second autopsy, and there is signs of struggle. There is head injury, trauma to his head. There's no suicide note left, and more details from the autopsy also reveals that it's a murder.
Apparently, your son spoke to you a few days before the incident happened. What did he say? What kind of fear he would have had?
So I was the last person to talk to him. It was on Friday, 22nd, and it was 7:20 around, where he was returning from a trip from his birthday. He went to LA with his friends, 4 friends. He had a good time. So I asked him how was the trip. He said it was good and he enjoyed it. He was happy mood, I can say. And also he told about how his interest to go to Las Vegas, which I was planning for a January CES program. And also he was, I was asking his mother came for a visit for birthday. He said, no. Are you planning to visit her? He said, no, not now. And also he said, it was not raining there. It was good. But at the same time, in San Francisco, when he reached, it was raining. So I asked him whether it was raining when he went for a tour. So those are the conversation I had. And the end of the conversation, he said he's going for a dinner. That's all.
Sir, you mentioned that he was working somewhere. After having resigned from OpenAI, did he pick up another job?
That's a big question. Good question, actually. That's what we are also worried. But he was top in AI, one of the top 10. And why would he quit OpenAI and leave the AI industry as such? He was planning to start something in neuroscience and machine learning. So our suspicion moved towards, was he threatened by OpenAI? Did they suppress him? That's a question that we don't have answer yet. We will find out.
Okay, but did he pick up another job? That's my question after leaving OpenAI.
No, he didn't. They threatened him probably. They didn't allow him to work. And he actually consulted copyright attorney. And then he figured out he's not doing anything wrong and they're just suppressing him. And that made him, our guess is, that's what made him go and give witness to New York Times interview, and that resulted in his
he
death.
was working in OpenAI, very important ChatGPT related. He was, kind of architecting the whole thing. And so he was in the core group. So he knows a lot of ChatGPT information. So when he came out, there is a NDA also there, so he has to sign. So many things are there. So there is a restriction put on him to not to work in other places.
Other AI companies.
Yeah, because it's just, he knows a lot of things in there.
That's that we believe to be not the right thing to do. But if we get to the bottom of it, we will address it.
Also, he had begun to question the legal and ethical implications of OpenAI's practices. Tell us a little bit about, what his concerns were.
He's explained it very well. Like, I think early October or late September, he told me he's writing he's doing his own personal research. And when it's ready, he'll publish it. Let's see what happens. That's what he said. And in his publication, he explains with mathematics basis that the modulated answer is not exactly as the information fed to ChatGPT. That's what he says, or that's my understanding. He gives an example of a black and white cat coming out as a color cat. And also, second point he makes is the work of artists, journalists are all stolen. And that is unethical. That was the conversation we had last time I met Suchir on November 7th. We went for a walk and I concurred with him. Yeah, it's very unethical and it's not fair. And I stood by him. And like the thing is, he was not fighting against OpenAI. He was actually standing for humanity. And he says in his article, he thought AI would be good for humanity, but he's thinking it's more of a harm. It's like so my point to that was you need to take the route where you put some kind of regulations. You need to join the group of people, build up community support. And he said, "Yes, mom, I'm doing it." And he tweeted in October, like, anyone who's like-minded, come write to me, come and join me.
Purnima ma'am, was at that time, when he was talking about OpenAI, were there people apprehensive about what he was bringing to the table?
I think so. I think so. So, like, the information that he might have had uh, might have actually been a turning point for OpenAI or the AI industry. We believe so. But we need to get to we need to get to the metadata or the data points. All we know now is it's a foul play. All we know that there is a struggle and we have the autopsy report and he didn't take his life. Who and why is something that we need to explore.
Now, Elon Musk responded to your statement when you tweeted. Have you had any direct communication with him? And what kind of help are you expecting from them, from particularly the US government?
It was a great support for us that Elon Musk tweeted. It was a good moral support, but we haven't reached out to him. And like, I don't want to comment on what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. It's up to him.
And what kind of help are you really seeking from the US authorities?
See, like at the American level, like American government is expected to we expect it to help us by FBI investigation, get to the bottom of this nexus, and give justice to our son.
Mr. Balaji,
precious life has.
Right. Please go on, ma'am. Ma'am, please go on. Sorry.
Yeah, precious life has been lost. A son, a cousin, a nephew, a grandson, a friend. The way his friends were grieving, the kind of cards we've got from them, he used to lift up his friends, and he was so caring towards us. And words are not enough to express what kind of loss. It's a loss to humanity, not just to his parents. It's a loss to the tech industry. He was incredibly smart. He was 2016 champion in USACO. Then he went to international level. Even in OpenAI, his former boss says that he tweaked the algorithm and he found an easy way of doing things that made a big impact on ChatGPT. But what we are disappointed is OpenAI never said anything about it, and they keep saying that they're supporting parents, which we wonder how. There's no support from them. They could have found many ways of supporting us. No.
Right. And Mr. Balaji, of course, both of you are Indians. Suchir is an Indian too. What are you expecting for any help from the Indian government? If so, what is the kind of help that you're seeking from them?
So we need to get to the truth. So government can reach out to other government and see what helps they can facilitate and give a bridge connecting us. So that way things can be sorted out in an amicable way.
We expect MEA to get involved because Balaji is an Indian citizen. He's a permanent resident, but he's still an Indian citizen. So we expect Indian government to support us and raise voice for us.